Get Up is brought to you by National Geographic's Limitless Live Better Now, now streaming on Hulu and Disney+. All right, some more highlights for you from preseason action. Travis Hunter not on the field last night. Banged up a little bit for the Jaguars as they visit the Saints, but Trevor Lawrence was playing, and you want to watch him carefully. And Dan, here's a little sloppy moment in the red zone.
Sloppy, disappointing. You're taught from a very early age at that position, and I know it's the preseason, but if you go down at the handoff situation, don't try and force it. We'll figure out, especially when you're in field goal range, another option. That being said, I think Trevor Lawrence has got probably the second most amount of pressure at the quarterback position in the NFL this year behind Caleb Williams. He looked really good. He looked sharp. He was aggressive with the football. I thought his decisions were really consistently over the middle of the field, where it should go. And the conviction in which he threw the football was a big deal to me, led some good scoring drives. So overall, impressed by what I saw from Trevor Lawrence last night.
There's the touchdown that he throws to Washington. In all, Trevor, 8 of 10, 76 yards and a score in a game that finished in a 17-all tie. Let's pick up on that thought, on the pressure that exists on Trevor Lawrence. He was the golden child, right? He came into the league as the next great one, the surefire.
Yeah.
He would have been the first pick in the draft after his freshman year of college. And we saw some very good moments early. After the Urban Meyer thing got right, the playoff win, the come from behind, gets the contract, and since then it has gone in the wrong direction.
He's got to he has to take his mindset to a place he's never taken it before. When all encompassing, the confidence, the conviction, the accountability, the leadership, everything about not only himself but his organization. The excuses in many ways are gone. Like you give him the free pass with the Urban Meyer time, but then Doug Peterson takes him to a new level, and then there's regression. Now Liam Cohen goes there. Every guy he's worked with has gotten better. Brian Thomas Jr. is a star. They've given an ample amount of talent around. It is put up or time for Trevor Lawrence.
Did we not just have this conversation about what the Bears were trying to do for Caleb Williams when they hired Ben Johnson?
Sure.
It is the same thing what the Jaguars were trying to do for Trevor Lawrence when they hired Liam Cohen away from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to elevate Trevor Lawrence's performance. When you have the number 1 overall pick in the draft, the way that Trevor Lawrence once was, the way that Caleb Williams once was, and your organization is built around that number 1 pick, you want to hire a coach who's going to try to give him every advantage. And I know Ben Johnson got all the headlines, and rightfully so. He's a great coach. Look what he did for Caleb last night. But there's a lot of people who feel like Liam Cohen can help elevate Trevor Lawrence. And if he can, then obviously Jacksonville will be in a good spot.
Yeah, and I'll push back on that because, Dan talked about his mental mindset. I think it's much more about his fundamentals. He was coached by Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson knows how to coach quarterbacks. He was 60.6% completion percent, which was 31st in the NFL. He was 29th in completion above expectation. That's not good enough for somebody that's that good. And Doug Peterson is a fundamental-based quarterback. So to me, this is about his fundamentals more than anything. I know he was hurt last year. I think he's got a little bit of a free pass. I know he has guaranteed money next year, Greeny. But to me, it's getting late early. And if I'm Liam Cohen and their new general manager, I'm thinking about drafting a quarterback if we don't see meaningful improvement this year.
They don't have their 1. They traded for Travis Hunter.
Yeah. I think this is a 2-year window for Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen. I really do, because of that. Make or break season, there's no doubt about it. Listen, is it fair that playing quarterback in the league is not fair?
It is fair.
What I'm saying is there's been a little bit of a roller coaster ride when it comes to his experience, right? There just has. Maybe the amount of talent, the organizational structure, they've gone all in with him. I know they move up to get Travis Hunter because he's a unicorn. It's also like because he can allow Trevor to play at a really high level. And so we often talk about what's expected. There's enough there for him to go play at a really high level, and he's 100% capable of that.
But if he breaks this season, if he doesn't fulfill potential, are they moving on from him? Are they cutting him?
That's a long way away.
Right, the contract is such that it makes it very difficult to do. So it's a make or break season from a perception and an image standpoint.
Yes. No.
But he's going to be the quarterback there next year, barring something unexpected.
No, but Adam, the verb is scour. Maybe it's Kirk Cousins. I don't know who it is, but to me, if he doesn't play well, and I'm Liam Cohen, just because he has guaranteed money next year, that doesn't mean he's.
Yeah, the contrast is also he's also capable of being a rocket ship.
I was about to say, bear in mind, this is a conversation we're having coming off him looking really good last night. And I think he's too good to be this bad. He's going to wind up having a good year, if you ask me. The next stop is Cleveland, where they've got all kinds of quarterback questions. They played in Philadelphia. Last week, the world was talking all about one of their rookie quarterbacks, Shedeur Sanders. This week, they gave it to their third-round rookie, Dillon Gabriel. It was a mixed bag. He was 13 of 18, turned it over twice, a pair of sacks. Overall, it felt like the reaction to Shedeur Sanders was overwhelming. He's just much more famous than Dillon Gabriel, even though Gabriel was drafted ahead of him. Dan, when you watched Dillon Gabriel play the other night, how did it compare to what we had seen from Shedeur the week before?
I thought tape-wise it was better than Shedeur's. Tape-wise, it looked very similar to Tua Tagovailoa. The efficiency and how he moved, the ball placement that he has, the understanding of how quickly he was operating was a big deal to me. Going underneath center and running some of their play-action game, because it's not necessarily something he's done a lot in his past. For me, that was the big thing. And also, the ball placement was elite versus some tight coverage. His connection with Jamari Thrash, who, by the way, should be a starter for the Cleveland Browns, but throwing it away from defenders, was elite. Shedeur's tape last week was really, really, really good, really impressive. I thought Dillon Gabriel's was better because it played faster and more efficient.
Yeah, I thought it was better than I expected, Greeny, but we can't forget about the 2 turnovers. He had a pick 6. He also had a fumble.
The pick 6 is not all on the quarterback. I would tell you very much so not on the quarterback.
Right, but he still made the decision. He could have thrown the ball away. All my point is his height deficiency is going to show up more in the regular season.
Here's that play.
Yeah, exactly. Like, to me, just look, I know there was 2 receivers there, Dan, but just throw the ball away, avoid the mistake. Anyway, he was better than expected, Greeny. I just think at the end of the day, he has a ceiling because of his physical size as it translates to this level.
So, Shefty, talk me through this Cleveland quarterback decision, which the coach says is coming sooner rather than later.
They want to make a decision on the starting quarterback so that they can go through this week mimicking the first week of the regular season. So I would think we're going to get a word from Kevin Stefanski today, tomorrow, and I would think
as soon as today.
As soon as today.
Yeah.
And I would think it would be a major upset if Joe Flacco were not the starting quarterback. That's been the expectation all along. He's the veteran, and I know we keep talking, rightfully so, about Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders and the quarterback room in Cleveland, but I think the narrative and the conversation changes once Kevin Stefanski names his starting quarterback, and I think we presume it to be Joe Flacco at this point in time. So if and when he comes out and says today or tomorrow, Joe Flacco is going to be our week 1 starting quarterback, we lose some topics for this show.
Yeah.
But the Browns have a quarterback going forward.
Well,
so
and
build around this.
No. But the other topic then becomes, what do they do? They're going to keep 4 quarterbacks on the roster?
I believe in the end that the Cleveland Browns will keep 4 quarterbacks because quarterbacks are currency. Look, they're not getting rid of Dillon Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders.
Right.
They're keeping Joe Flacco, and I expect them to keep Kenny Pickett because they'll have value to other teams around the league.
All right, I'm up against the clock. I'm coming back with much, much more.